Dog culture does not want us to feel empathy for children that are attacked by dogs. One of the ways that they do this is hack our brain through all of this imagery. This is how they present dogs. And when you see this with your eyes, your optic nerve gets hacked into, and then your lobes in your brain get hacked into. It allows you to not feel empathy, and it allows you to get this false idea, this lie, and not use your proper brain and your proper eyes to defend yourself from these dogs. When we see things with our eyes, those images have a meaning. Your temporal lobe is part of your memory, and it assigns meaning to the images we see. So a normal human that's properly hormonally balanced and has a pretty well functioning brain, your brain is going to have some reservations when you see a dog. That thing has fangs, it has a body made for speed, it is designed to chase, attack, and kill, and otherwise basically be a predator. So when they show us those images that I was showing you, they're hacking your brain. They're assigning a positive image to dogs. Another thing about our vision is the frontal lobe. This is going to tell you what you should be focusing on when you look at things. Should you be looking at your child and making sure your child is getting the care that your child needs? Yes. However, they're putting the dog first. In most of those pictures, they make you focus on a dog instead of on the child. So this dog marketing is hacking your brain. It's taking away your nature-given or God-given right, whatever you want to call it, to see things the way that they are. In this article I'm showing you right now, they mention that looking at a TV remote is like a reminder of what the remote is used for. So when you keep looking at these dog advertisements and all of this propaganda that they push out about dogs, you're forcing your brain to assign all of these positive things about dogs. And then your brain, it's going to be harder for you to understand. Like, that thing has fangs. That thing is pooping all over the place. That thing just got done eating a cat turd. Why are you giving it puppy kisses? All of the natural things that you should be able to determine about dogs via your vision, those things are getting pushed to the side because of this marketing. And the reason that they do this is because they don't want you to have empathy. And so here is how they keep you from having empathy. So if you go and look at these attacks on your little kids, what do they say? They always say, well, we're not going to show you the images. They're just too graphic. People might be bothered by these graphic images. Stories like this. Dog bites. Here's the toddler that had to get saved from the neighbor's pit bull. But all of these stories, there's so many of them. They will always tell you it's too graphic, or they will buzz out. They'll make it so that you can't see the damage that the dogs did to the kids. And when you can't see the damage, then these lobes in your brain, they're not able to connect dogs with all this stuff. Your temporal lobe, your frontal lobe, your parietal lobe, your occipital lobe. They're basically hacking into your brain with all this dog marketing. You might as well put some kind of uplink into your head and allow them to, you now love dogs, you don't care about dog attacks. You might as well allow them to hack into your brain, because that's what they're doing with all this dog marketing. They go out of their way to not allow you to see the truth. They tell you that all this BS is the truth. All of these curated pictures. And then, when the truth comes out, they say, we're not going to show you. Like the beginning of this video, it says, warning, graphic. And, they have as the baby is getting attacked by the pit bulls, they have everything fuzzed out. They're not allowing you to see the truth. Also, your brain, as a human brain, it wants to form images. It wants to form images for memories. That's the way your brain is designed. So if you can't form images, like in this fuzzed out thing that they do all the time, your brain will still try to form some type of image from the information that you're given. So when they tell you, oh, it's too graphic, oh, we're not going to show you, oh, you might be disturbed, then your brain says, oh, okay, that's not important, that might disturb me, and then so your brain does not store it the way that it really should. If somebody describes a dog attack to you, and they say stuff like what they say in all of these stories, all of the dog attack stories, they will say something like, images are too graphic, but the child is recovering in hospital, and we're going to investigate what could have happened to trigger the attack. So that image that they create through all of that word salad is kind of just a nonchalant, oh, okay, the child's recovering. The child may have lost 30% of the blood and have the face ripped off, and they will still say the child is recovering. And you get this mental image of recovering, like, oh, they're recovering. They got a cold drink and a fluffy pillow. Oh, you don't get the mental image that you should have to store that memory properly. And the ridiculous part of this deep trickery, this hidden brainwashing, is they use kids. This is child labor. All of these kids, this is child labor. When children see these type of pictures that are all over the place, social media, the back of cereal boxes, Ace Hardware, anything you pick up that is a publication, a visual publication, these are the type of pictures of dogs that these kids see. And then these kids think, oh, dogs are just super precious. And that's part of the reason why these kids will get close to dogs and end up getting mauled. So the true picture that you should not be looking at is these pictures. These are too graphic and these are too influential, because these type of marketing pictures is what allows parents to have their brains hacked to think that dogs are so perfect, and is also what allows these kids to get their brains hacked by looking at these pictures like, oh, a precious puppy, I'll just get close to him. Next thing you know, you're in the hospital getting facial reconstructive surgery. You wouldn't take a young kid like maybe this guy right here, maybe this toddler, and put them in a construction zone operating a backhoe. You wouldn't put them in a chemical plant. You wouldn't give them a roofing job up on top of a skyrise, because that, for one thing, it violates child labor laws, and for two, it's just terribly unsafe. They don't know what to do. They still haven't developed all of their skeletal muscles. They're not strong enough. They're not big enough. They don't have the leverage to lift up heavy tools and handle heavy equipment, but they will put these little tiny kids around these huge dogs, no problem. And that is a huge safety risk, just like all of those jobs I described. So yes, dog culture is like a child labor violation that they put these kids to use to brainwash parents and brainwash the kids. And strangely enough, this child labor conversation is back in the news and the politics. So stay tuned for the next one, and let me know what you guys think. Is this stuff right here just a bunch of propaganda that tricks you into thinking things the wrong way?